I'm Gipi, living in Sydney, 51 years. I've been in Sydney for 13 years, moved from London. Yeah, what else do you want to know?
What were you doing, before joining?
I was in digital marketing, so I was heading up a team in one of the biggest agencies in the world. And I'm turning 51 this year, and I decided, well, maybe I should do something different, that I can make a change, have some freedom, work ideally 10 to 3. Perfect. Watch the sunrise, watch the sunset. Yeah.
Nice. And why did you join? What made you sort of, take the first step? What made you sort of commit to this?
So I was always a hustler. I was trying to do something, get some additional passive income, as you call it, a young generation. So I thought, let me do something that I really I'm passionate about. So real estate is really good. As you're in Australia, everyone loves real estate.
Yeah.
So I was looking at properties, and then I looked at an ad that came up from one of the founders from BNB Success came up. I watched the videos. I liked the concept. I like the people. I think you're all a genuine bunch. And then I thought, okay, let's do this. And then I did a discovery call, and here I am.
No, very nice. What so far in your journey, what's been like the biggest win? Do you want to actually? We talked about this right before. Do you want to share that?
My biggest win.
Yeah.
You mean getting the property?
Yeah. I mean, that's quite the biggest win so far, right? Like because win as in saying like, I know you worked so hard for it. Like this wasn't just something that came easy. It wasn't just something that was handed over, or it's just like you made 5 calls the first week and then you just got a property. It was through a lot of calls, a lot of communication back and forth with me.
Yeah.
You just never lost hope that you were going to get that property. It just kept improving, and then that one came, right? Just explain a bit of that, because I personally see this as a big win for you and in general.
Well, thank you. I mean, I think the kudos needs to go to you, because you were selected as a mentor, so you gave a lot of support, which is good. But at the end of the day, it's the individual's commitment and how much work you need to put into it. Spoke to you quite often, to be honest, and asking what exactly is the process, templates. I think everyone should watch the videos that are in the platforms, because you're sitting with a bunch of experts in this field, and they will guide you, and that's the beauty about it. So I did calls in the beginning. It was few calls, and I thought, oh, why am I not getting? But then I understood how big it is, and the volume got bigger when I made more time. And of course, I used to discuss with Ron every week, saying, okay, this angle is this angle better? And he's given me a lot of ideas on how I should approach. And agents are agents; they're humans too. Treat them like you treat your mate. And I think after a month, I got in. Like, in a sense, a lot of them tell you yes, no, but there are a few things in the checklist that you make sure that you have to go through. And then and I landed a property. So that's the biggest win so far. And then let's see where this journey takes me.
Nah, that's good. Yeah. Look, all the credit goes to you, right? I don't want to take the credit for that, because it was your hard work, right? People, I want people to understand that, yes, we're there to sort of guide you, to help you come up with different strategies and stuff, but you did put in a lot of hard work. You did put in a good amount of effort, which led to that first property, right? So we could say that, it was improving, it was getting better and better to get there, but it's not like something that, you didn't work hard for, and it was just like,
it is not given to me on a silver plate or anything. It was, it's those endless calls. And I mean, you'll get a lot of no's, you'll get a lot of things like, some people saying, oh, this doesn't work, or you're going against the rules. The people say that because they don't know. So I think you should be ready to educate them. Most of the people don't know what we're doing. So take a bit of time, educate them. It always works. Like, there's one person that I explained what it is, and they actually the agent asked me, how can I do what you're doing? So it's a really interesting industry. And even though it's been there for so long in different countries, and Sydney also, it's quite strong. I truly believe that we have to do the work and the calls to to land that first. And as Ron tells me, the first one is the hardest, and the rest will follow. And so I'm pretty happy now.
That's it. That's it. I know you were saying a bit about it before, but in terms of the program itself, like since you've joined it and stuff, like what would you sort of have to say about it? The whole like mentors, community, all of these things, the calls.
Yeah. So consider this like, if you work in the corporate world, consider it like your teams, right? They all are part of this huge community. They're like family, to be honest. And every week you have got so many calls from all the founders, the mentors. They actually take time from their lives to support us in the community. So that's a big sacrifice, and that's good because, of course, they run a business. It's not that, they have reached peaks where, most people would just walk away because they've done it, but they're sitting there helping every individual, whether, how to source a property to how you make the revenue. And the mentors assigned to you, hold your hands and go to the way. So this program is really good. It's worth it. Just do and follow what they tell you, because they have done this a million times. They've got through failures. They know, they've learned, and they've given us so that we don't fall in the same trap. I think that's the best thing. So we're basically, when Ron mentioned that the easy ways that they're saving us from making the same mistakes that they did.
Definitely. And I appreciate that. But, for students that might be a little bit on the fence, that there's going to be a lot of students there who are just like, potential students who might be just like on the fence of, should I get started? Should I not? Should I commit to it? They have this like, invisible barriers sometimes that sort of stops them from committing. What sort of advice would you give to them?
I think you should, if you like something, passionate about anything in life, you should just go for it, right? Of course, you can do your due diligence checks. We've got the internet, everything is there. You get the positive, you get the negative, right? It's up to you. Watch the videos, watch all these testimonials, watch the founders, and see what they're doing. And they're doing this because they see success and they've done it, right? So if you're on the fence, like, there could be many reasons, right? There could be confidence. There could be people who are more conservative. Some people are, they have finance. So there are a lot of issues, or there could a lot of, not issues, I would say, be challenges in the way. The least of the worry is this actually going to work? That should be the least of the worry, because we've got experts who have made, whatever numbers they are proud of. That part is, the only thing you should be confident is that part. The rest is all up to you, whether you have the budgets, whether you have the time. Time is important. You can't sit there and saying that, oh, I'll only work in this. You have to put in the time. And that's something I've learned, because it's hard, because, picking a call and someone saying no, it's not always the best thing to hear. But then once you understand that there is a goal at the end and you're going to get it, you do it whatever you want to get to the goal. It'll be all right.
Yeah, no, that's really good. That's really good information. I think people would like really appreciate, that insight from you. I think you said it really well as well. There might be some students, right, who are getting close to that first property, or even losing a bit of hope because it's not coming there, right? I remember the last time we spoke, before you've got this property, there was that sort of question that you sort of were thinking as well. You always had great amount of hope, but it's just like, we'll kind of like, a lot of people might be in that situation where it just hasn't come yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously now being like in that situation where it has come.
Yeah.
What sort of advice would you give to the people who are not there yet, but they're getting closer and closer?
I would say keep trying. Like, speaking to your mentor, I think the mentor plays a big play in this whole journey, because they have done it. They have gone through this. They'll give you every kind of advice they can. And that bit of, it's always good to get a pat on your back saying that, those kind of appreciation. And once you get the first property, you'll sit back, open a BA, have a drink, and say, you've done it. You've done the hard work. So definitely go for it. The goal is there. It's the way you take it, right? Like, some of the students do 500 calls in a week. I probably did few, but I did it over a few weeks. So it doesn't matter how you do it, but you all will end at that goal. It's the way you take it. the time you take it. So I would say if you have gone in this with the full open eyes and arms, go for it. You will, you will get to the goal, I would say.
Nah, 100%. Look, I think you're gonna do great in this business. Look, from early on, I think you've really sort of took a great amount of time understanding the business as well, which is really good, because we've said, like, a lot of the things that we were working towards in this time of you trying to get that first property was building the right foundations, right? Growing the database, those sort of things. That's going to lead to better things. And the one thing you've done really well is you've got the skill now of doing a deal, right?
Yeah.
And I've emphasized that skill is worth a lot of money, because that's going to get you more and more deals in the future. What's the goal now? That's probably what my last question would be. What's the aim in the future? What are we sort of doing? Where are we going with this?
Scaling for sure. One property goes to more, and like you said, I would love to sit in the platform and help people, because I feel like it's not something that no one can do. This is a hustle, and I think that they need people like, you guys and the community to sit there and support each other. At the end of the day, nobody wants to grow by themselves. You want to get your people to come with you. Then that's the fun bit of it. So for personally scaling, but also in terms of helping the community, 100%.
No, for sure. And that's I think for anyone watching, hit up Gipi, right? If you're in the Discord, he's a great guy. You have a great combo with him as well. And I think you've got a lot of good recency knowledge, I would say, as well, that you can give off to someone else. And yeah, I think you're pretty easy to approach as well. So I'll if any students are there struggling, maybe just give them a bit of a message, if that's all good for you, Gipi.
Oh, 100%. Like, there's one motto I tell everyone: let's grow together. That's all I say. That's a really good motto. All right, we'll end it off at that. Thank you very much for your time. I'm sure a lot of people watching this will appreciate it, or even the few people watching this will really appreciate your insight. I think it'll be really inspirational for a lot of people. And yeah, I won't take up too much more of your time, but we'll end it up at that. All right. Thank you, mate.
See ya. Bye.